Welcome, student. Today we are going to perform a practical on water content of the soil. So, the aim of the today practical is to determine the water content of the soil by using Owen dry method. Right. So, the apparatus required to perform this practical is the soil sample. Right. So, the sample should be right moist. Then aluminum container with the lid. Then weighing balance of capacity 10 kg near our right, and oven right, that is a thermostatic oven. Then after that, before going to that procedure, this is the observation table of the this practical. That is a sample number 1. We have to take 3 samples and then we have to find out that water content, right. So there are 3 samples: sample number 1, sample number 2, and sample number 3. So for that purpose we have taken 3 containers, that 3, right. So this observation table contains the this weight of the container, right, that is the W1, that is in gram. Then weight of the container plus wet soil, that is W2, that is in gram, that is also in gram, right. And then third one is weight of the container plus the dry soil, that is W3, right. So W3 we have to measure after keeping that soil sample for 24 hours in the oven, right. So water content it is determined by using this formula, that this is water content is equal to small w, which is measured in percentage. The W is equal to W2 minus W3 divided by W3 minus W1 into 100. So this is the formula for the water content, right. So what is W1, W2? Just we have discussed. W1 is what? That is the weight of the weight container. W2 is what? Weight of the container plus the soil sample, which is moist, right. And W3 is nothing but weight of the container plus dry soil, right. So this W3, just we have discussed. The W3 we have to measure after keeping that soil sample in a oven dry after 24 hours, right. So this is the observation table, right. Now start the procedure. What is the procedure of this determination of the water content of the soil sample, right. For that purpose we have to take one soil sample, right. So we are going to take 3 samples, like in this 3 container, right. So now what is W1? W1 is nothing but empty weight of this container with lid. We have to take this empty weight of the container with lid. So now take the weight of this container with lid, that is a 11.5. This is the weight of the container for sample number 1, that is 11.5. Then next take the weight of next container with lid, that is 12 for sample number 2, right. Then next take the weight of the container number 3 with lid, that is 11.5 for sample number 3. So these are the 3 containers for 3 samples. So the weight of container for sample number 1 is 12. Then weight of the container, that is W1, for sample number 2 is 11.5. That is in gram, right. So for sample number 3, what is the weight of container? Just we have taken that readings, that is 11.5, that is in gram, right. So this is your W1 for 3 samples, that is sample number 1, sample number 2, and sample number 3, right. Now take the weight of the sample with that container. Now sample, this is the container number 1. Now take sample near about 20 to 40 gram, right. So just add that sample and measure the weight. So this is the weight of that container with that sample, container number 1, right. So that is 32. Now similarly, next take container number 2 for sample number 2, right. Now take that sample, soil sample, right, near about 20 to 40 gram, and then measure the weight of that container with that sample. Now how much it is? It is near about 29 gram. This is container number 2 for sample number 2. Similarly, take the container number 3 with lid. You have to take all the weight of that container with lid and take the sample in that container number 3 and measure the weight. So near about, it is near about how much it is 31.5. So this is W, weight of that container with that sample. Okay, so this is 32. So this is this oven for determination of water content of the soil by using oven dry method. So this is thermomechanically treated oven, right? So before keeping this sample, we have to adjust the temperature of this oven near about 105 to 110. Now how to adjust? Just there is a button of push, just push that button, right, and adjust that temperature by just rotating this, right, button. So you have to adjust that temperature near about 105 to 110, right. Now this is 105, right. After that, now so keep this samples, right. So in this oven for 24 hours, right. Right, so you have to keep this sample with that lid, right. So now after the 24 hours, we have to measure the weight of that container with the dry soil, right. So place this sample for 24 hours. So after the 24 hours, we have to take the weight of that container with the dry soil. After 24 hours, now take the sample outside and measure the weight of that container with the dry soil. Now just see, this is the temperature here of about 105 to 110. It is now 106. Now take the samples outside and measure the weight of each container with the soil sample. Now after keeping this soil sample for 24 hours, now take that soil sample, right, and measure the weight of each container. So this is container number 1 after keeping in the oven at a temperature of 105 to 110 for 24 hours. Now measure the weight of this container with that lid, right. So this is how much it is. It is 28.5, right. So write down that weight of that container number 1 or sample number 1, that is 28.5. So this is the weight of that container with lid plus dry soil, right. So this is container number 1. Now similarly, now take the weight of the container number 2 with that dry soil. So how much it is? It is 25. This is the weight of that container with lid and dry soil. Similarly, measure the weight of the container number 3 with the lid after keeping in oven dry. So this is the weight of that container with lid and dry soil sample, that is 30. So note down the weight of the container, that is the W3, that is the weight of that container plus dry soil, right. So for sample number 1, what is the weight? Just we have measured, so that is 28.5 gram. So note down in the observation table. Similarly, the weight of that container with the dry soil for sample number 2, right, that is how much? 25 gram. Just we have measured. Similarly, the weight of that container for the sample number 3 plus that dry soil, that is W3 for the sample number 3. How much it is? It is 30. Just we have measured. Right. So these are the W3 for different samples. W1, sample number 1, sample number 2, and sample number 3. Actually, we have taken 3 samples. We have to take. Right. So after calculating that weight of the container, right, and the dry soil. So note down the values of that weight of container and dry soil, that W3 in that respective sample. So for sample number 1, the weight of that container plus dry soil is 28.5 gram. Similarly, for sample number 2, the weight of that container plus dry soil, that is 25. And for sample number 3, the weight of that container plus dry soil is 30 gram. Right. So note down this value in this table. After that, calculate the water content for sample number 1 by using this formula. Right. So this is the formula for the water content. Now, what is water content? That is W2 minus W3. Now, in this for sample number 1, what is W2? That is 32. Write down this 32 minus what is W3? This is the W3 for sample number 1. That is 28.5. Right. Then divided by W3 minus what is W3? That is 28.5 minus W1 is how much? It is a W1, sorry, 12 for sample number 1. Now can put that value of W1 to this equation and find out the water content for this sample number 1. So that is in percentage, right? So that is, if you do this, if you find, right? So if you put that value, you will get the water content is equal to 21%. Right. So this is the water content for the sample number 1. Similarly, we have to find out the water content for the sample number 2 by putting these values of W2, W3, W1, right, and find out the water content for the sample number 2. Similarly, find out the water content for the sample number 3 and take the average of these 3, you will get the water content of the soil. right? So that is your water content for that soil. Okay. So find out similarly the water content for the right sample number 2. Just putting the value of that W2 and W3, right? So now what is right? So W2 for sample number 2 is that is 29. Then for sample number 2, what is W3? That is 25. So minus 25. Then W3 is divided by 25 minus what is W1 for sample number 2? That is 11.5. Right. How much it is? If you do that, if you put that values, you will get the water content for sample number 2 is 29.6%. Right. So similarly, right. Now next, put the values of for sample number, find out the water content. Right. So for sample number 3, find out the water content. So by putting the values of W2, W3 and W1. Right. Now for this weight of the container, the W1, sorry, what is W2 for this sample number 3? That is 32. Putting this equation 32. Then what is W3? That is 30 for sample number 3. 30 divided by W3, then 30 minus W1, how much is W1 for sample number 3? That is 11.5. You put that values, you will get the water content equal to 10.81. Right. So this is the water content for the sample number 3. Right. Now take the average of this 3 water content, you will get the water content of that soil. So this is the water content for sample number 1, that is 21%, just we have calculated. And similarly, the water content for the sample number 2, that is 29%, right? And then water content for the sample number 3 is 10.8. Now take the average of these 3, right? So that will be your water content of the soil sample. If you take the average of these 3, you will get how much? 20%. So this is your what? This is the water content of the soil by using bone dry method.